So this is my topic, setting and attaining big goals. And what I thought about when I got this topic was to break it down to kind of the anatomy, the making of, how does it work for me of attaining those big goals. We know a lot about goals. You've heard lots of statistics. If you write them down, you're 10 times more likely to reach them across the board, right? We know a lot about that. But let me ask you a question. What got in the way the last time any of you set a goal that you didn't reach? What got in the way for you? Fear. That's really the bottom line for all of it. But sometimes we tell ourselves it's the circumstance, the timing ran out, something changed that was out of our control. And sometimes we even tell ourselves, well, I didn't really want that anyhow, right? So what is it that it takes? What does it take? So what I'm going to tell you is it's only been one thing, and it's very simple. You have to answer this question. How do you want to feel? That's where it starts, guys. It's so easy to get caught up on the what that you want, but that's really going backwards. It's about how you feel, and that's what's going to motivate you to reach a big goal. Now that may sound very simple, but I want to use an example. Where's Maggie? Come up here, Maggie. So Maggie is I'm part of her a mentoring group, and I'm going to use her as an example for a big goal that she has. And I want you to all be thinking about what your big goal is for 2019. Okay, so what's your big goal for this year?
It's a big, hairy, audacious goal, is it okay?
Yeah, love it.
Okay, my goal, and I've got lots of reasons for it, but is to develop 3 new business partners who commit to building their business to the platinum level.
Okay, so the first question I want to ask you is, or the second question, I asked you what your goal was, right? The second question is, why? Why is that so important?
I'm Canadian. And the reason that's important is, we are 1/10 of the population of the United States, and we have so much potential to build an amazingly strong Nikan Canada. I mean, we've got some great leaders, but we are so not done. And I admire Michael DiMuccio so much, and he has committed his passion and his time to support us to basically put Canada on the map. So I'm excited to be part of the team, and I know that what we need is we have lots of great customers, but we need more passionate leaders who will do the work. So that's what I'm putting out to the universe.
And how will you feel when you achieve this goal?
Well, those of you who know me and have been part of Nikan for a long time, I feel very deeply, and how I would feel with that goal accomplished is, I don't even have words for it. It's like,
That's a feeling.
okay, all right.
Thank you. Yeah. So did you see how that was important? That's when we got down to the juju. So I made a decision the beginning of 2018 that I was going to qualify again for Team Kaizen. And that was, who doesn't want to go to Italy and let the company pay for it, right? So that was not hard. But as it got closer to December, I had to have a really big month in December in order to qualify for it. And at the beginning of December, I was a long way away from reaching my goal. So it would have been very easy to quit, very easy. And I thought about it. I thought, I started playing that monkey mind of, well, maybe I don't really want it. I've been to Italy, all that kind of stuff. But what really got me was realizing that I had, a couple of years ago, come out of hiding. As Susan said, I've been a platinum for a long time. I was very comfortable, and I was hiding. I was way too down in that comfy couch. And so I had stepped out of that, and I didn't want to go back. I don't want to go back. And so what I decided was my decision to feel like a winner, to feel like I'm enough, to keep pushing myself to grow more and more in this business. That was the thing that motivated me. Okay, so what I want to share now, I'll go past that. Sorry. I want to share what my superpower is, and it's a simple tool, and hopefully you all got, don't put it away, don't put it away. I want you to get a pen out, we're going to do something interactive here. Because the superpower for me is about getting clear about how you feel, is a very simple 2 words. I am. And I've heard it all day today. Bernadette had a couple of I am statements. People have been talking about the emotions that we get caught up with, how we feel, the heart of this company. But when you say I am, it's not I want, it's not I want this. You know, it's not that longing. It's claiming into it, stepping into it and saying, I am. And with that statement, it's powerful. It brings in your passion. It's the most powerful thing you can say to yourself. So what I'm going to ask you to do, you look at the front side here. We're going to do a little interactive homework right now. Not homework. This is real time. And I want you to look at the different categories. You may already have some of these statements, but I'd like you to start filling it out. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. Get at least 5 statements. You might start with something very simple. I am a mother. I am a friend. Okay? But don't stay there. That gets boring. Let's be bold. Let's think big. So go ahead right now, please, and fill out as much as you can for a couple minutes. I should ask for some music. I'll dance while you write. About 30 more seconds. Okay, we're going to wrap it up for now. So what I'd like for you all to commit to yourselves is that you're going to fill out the cover, the front part, and then flip over if you haven't already seen the back. That's space for 100 I am statements. Okay? So it's not that, in reaching goals, it's not that there's no other tools. Obviously, you need to know how to talk about the business, what the compensation plan is all about. You need to have some good verbiage about recruiting. You need to know where you're going. You need to understand the incentives. All of those things are really important. But I don't know if you've heard this before. I've heard it my entire weekend career, that there's 4 things that we need to believe in to be successful, right? Say it with me. We need to believe in the products, The company, network marketing, the industry, and ourselves. And how many of you would say that the last one is the most difficult? Right? Most people would agree that. It's not hard to get excited about the products. It may be a little bit more challenging for people to get belief in network marketing, but we all know people that have been very successful even if you haven't seen the big checks yet, right? The company has been a solid company with an unbelievable mission, so that's not difficult. But believing in yourself, that's really where it breaks down. And so for so many years, I would get excited, I'd come to big events, I'd talk to my upline, I'd get focused, and then at some point, the monkey mind started, right? So what I've been able to do is I've turned this I am exercise into something, for me it's a verb. I am myself. So you can I am yourself. What do I mean by that? I mean, you wake up and you're in a bit of a funk. Something happened, somebody said something, you're feeling fear, right? All you have to do is start reading the sheet. I've said it, I've done this exercise so many times, I don't need to read it anymore. And it's not like I have it memorized. I go into this mode of saying I aming myself, and it raises my energy almost instantaneous. So when I was back there, I was saying I am to bring myself focused about speaking. Anytime anybody have a presentation that they do and they get a little nervous, or you go to a networking group and you're going to speak, right? There's lots of ways that we can freak ourselves out or get fearful, right? But if you use these statements as a way to focus yourself, and you're sending love back to yourself, you're believing in yourself, you will raise your vibration and it will do amazing things. So the formula is that you first are going to decide how you want to feel. So that's what you do. And you want to ask, once you know how you want to feel, then when you set a goal, you want to make sure that that goal is aligned with how you want to feel. That make sense? The next step is to act, and of course you need to act. But here's what I want you to think about is how can you use these statements to keep you flowing in that energy, in that feeling as you're doing the work. And the best book I have is a book called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. How many of you are familiar with this book, right? It's an amazing book. I've read it 100 times. Not the whole thing front to back, but parts of it. I found out a couple of years ago that you can download the Audible version and you get the actual author reading it. So I highly recommend it. She is a genius at explaining the law of energy, the law of attraction, and how you flow and can shift all the things that I'm talking about. So it's called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, and it's Lynn Grabhorn. The last thing is results. But it's not necessarily the big giant goal that's when you're going to celebrate. You want to be celebrating along the way. You want to celebrate the little wins along the way. And this is where I want to plug that if you want to stay in this vibration, you need your tribe. You need your mentoring group. You need a mastermind group. Some group outside yourself that you can turn to that's going to remind you of what you've written down on those I am statements. The universe will test you. Any goal you start, you're going to get tested. But when you're firmly committed, then the universe will conspire to support you as well. There was someone that came and spoke at a consortium of integrative doctors, a group that I joined recently, and he was talking about energy. He's an energy healer. And for the longest time, I used to say that if I was in a negative space, and we all get in around negative people, I used to say I just would put this I'd put this bubble around me to protect my energy. But he said you can't really do that because people's energy, it gets in you, it infiltrates if you let it. So what he said is, he said, you need to be grounded. Does that word resonate with anybody? We need to be grounded in who we are and what we believe and how we want to feel. So that's what you're going to do when you get around anything negative. Okay, so the last few minutes I have, I want everybody in just a moment, you're going to find a buddy, you're going to stand up, and I want you to all, in as loud a voice as you like, I want you to all say at least 5, if not, if you got more, say more, of your I am statements. I want you to say them big, I want you to say them bold, I want you to be excited, okay? And before you do that, I want you to check in with yourself right now, just a moment. Where's your energy right now? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 would be nobody's at a 1, I don't believe it. But 10 would mean that you can barely contain yourself. Okay, so think about where you are right now, and then we'll check in after this exercise. Okay, so everybody stand up, find a buddy, and I want you to read to each other at the same time. At the same time.
Okay, get in here with me. You're my buddy. All right. I am Diamond. I'm rich. I am free. I am perfect health. I am joy.
I am joy, I am perfect health, I am financially free, I am Diamond.
Yes, we are. Feel the energy in the room rising. If you're at home, be doing this.
Okay, wrap it up.
Oh, shoot. I can't get it back.
Love the energy. Go ahead and, if you will, wrap it up and take a seat. Can you tell I used to be a teacher? I love to give assignments. So, how many of you can say, raise your hand, if your energy is from wherever it started, it's at least one level, if not several levels above, right? That was so quick. That was like 3 minutes, not even like 2 minutes. That's how quick it is. I have to tell you, when y'all stood up, I don't know if you could feel it, I was getting chills on top of chills. The energy is amazing in this room. So this is my superpower skill. This is how I turn my funk around. There's many other ways to do it, but this is one of those things that if you will practice, it's a choice you make of how you want to feel. So all together now. I feel good.